everybody. Manny has made me breakfast. It's another TikTok thing, but it looks delicious. So biscuits, gravy, egg, and cheese. Like a little casserole kind of thing. Oh, this is different for Northeast Texas, but good morning. If you're new around here, I am from the Midwest, so it's not different for me or for Manny. Manny lived in the Midwest with me for years. Manny lived in England, so you know England is just like, they don't ever have sunshine, so this kind of stuff is definitely not rare. But in East Texas, it is. I'm actually a little concerned being on the road, to be completely honest. I've never been like this concerned being on the road during snow, but because nobody's used to it here, I'm like looking at everybody like, okay, please do not hit me. Just like, please drive a decent speed, because you know, when you're not used to this, you have to drive a very specific way. Even though it's just started coming down, this is the most we've ever had since we've lived here, and it literally just started. Is it a lot? No, but this is a pretty standard snow, honestly, with the way that it's accumulating. It's pretty normal, which is odd. But anyway, so there's ice also. It was like ice was pouring down beforehand, so that concerns me a little bit with with Texans. But I'm just praying everybody's safe today and is smart about what they're doing. Again, it's not even a matter of being smart if you're not used to it. Even if you are used to it, I mean, the accidents happen all the time in this kind of weather, if I'm being honest, but you know, if you're not used to it, it could be a lot worse. So I just can't believe the ground is essentially like covered. This is like really weird, and it hasn't been snowing for that long. So I mean, it's weird for Texas. This is a big snow for them. This is a really big deal. So we're heading into church right now. Yeah, hope everybody stays safe. You guys, look at this. There's actual snow coming down in Texas. Okay, so it is later in the day. A little chilly outside. Try not to fall off the steps. Manny's been like holding on to me all day because he doesn't want me to fall since I'm pregnant, obviously. I'm trying to be very careful. But if you guys can see, it's really coming down. It's like you can hear it too. It's hitting the leaves. They're really big flakes. And it sounds really nice. It's like obviously icy too. It's really chilly. It's actually supposed to be like 5 degrees is the low tomorrow, or 3 degrees. Anyway, well, we're getting a little glimpse of Indiana weather here. Home, a little glimpse of home. Let me show you. They're pretty good sized flakes. Okay. It's the end of the day. Clearly. I am cleaning up the kitchen. Manny made, I didn't even vlog it actually. I think I was just so hungry I just ate it. But he made a great dinner, little Valentine's Day dinner. He made some burgers and homemade fries. Are you laughing at me? It's a Valentine's Day dinner. Today's Valentine's Day and it's dinner. Yeah. So anyway, he made like homemade fries. They were the best fries ever. So anyway, I'm cleaning up from that because he fried them obviously, and there was like, he didn't use the air fryer, he used the actual like deep fryer, and grease was everywhere, and the burger grease, huh? Yeah, I guess the burger grease was what it was, wasn't it? The burger grease from the skillet. We don't really make burgers very often actually. Whenever we do, it's always on the grill, like when it's warmer. I don't think we like really ever make them inside. So the burger grease was like popping all over the place. But anyway, I cleaned that up and was trying to get everything cleaned up. That way I can have a relaxing morning, because our staff meeting was canceled for tomorrow because it's actually like legitimately snowing. I just read that every county in Texas, all of them, which if you know anything about Texas, there's a good amount out there, Manny. If you know anything about Texas, there's a lot of counties. It's huge. So anyway, every county in Texas is under a winter storm warning. They said that's like basically historic and like probably won't happen again in our lifetime. like a big thing. Like it just doesn't happen here. I'm sure it happens other places, but it just doesn't happen here. So anyway, I am from the Midwest, and you guys know I typically make fun of like the little snows that we get, or the little, you know, like supposed things that we get here. But this is actual, I mean, it's not bad. I've seen way, way, way more, but for Texas, this is like a really big deal. It's like the ground is totally covered. It's a good amount in a short amount of time, which to me is like the mark of a good snow. Like if it takes a week to get there, it ain't good snow, but this is actually happening pretty quickly. The accumulation is pretty fast. So anyway, it's a good amount. Tomorrow morning is gonna be so pretty. I'm like so excited about it. I really do like snow. I'm glad I don't have to drive in it like I used to. It was, you know, I used to do long drives in the snow, and that is not fun. So we live close to everything really necessary now, and we don't have to go to a meeting tomorrow because the South, they are a little bit nicer when it comes to that kind of stuff. Usually in the North, if you know, like you don't really get out of things from the snow. But yes, which I don't mind staff meetings anyway, but not gonna lie, spending a little morning at home will be nice, even though we're still gonna be working on things. We just don't have to get up and, you know, get ready and whatever. Not going to the gym, I'd say it's probably closed. They haven't said that, but I ain't going to the gym, I'm gonna be honest. It's like, it's pretty cold outside. And when I say pretty cold, the feels like temperature is 5, which in Texas, yet again, that is cold for Texas. So that's not the actual temperature, but that's what it feels like out there right now. And the gym has no heating at all. And I may be a Midwest girl, but I'm not tough enough for that. So we may be, I honestly don't think they'll be open. I don't think they're going to drive in the morning to open it. I would like put money on that they're not going to go open it in the morning. I don't blame them. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. I'll show you in the morning what the snow looks like and how much we ended up getting. And this is not the end of it though. It's going to snow all week. So we're going to get tonight and tomorrow. And then it's going to stop on Tuesday, supposedly, and then Wednesday and Thursday it's supposed to hit again. So by the end of it all, they said we should have, at the end of this one, like tomorrow, 6 inches, and then the end of the Sunday one, or not Sunday, Thursday, this is Sunday, Thursday, probably another 6 inches. So could be a little less, could even be more, but that's like the prediction. So yeah, anyway, I'll show you in the morning.
I would even know it's under this thing.
You know how long it's been since I've worn my winter boots? This is on the car. Wow. And like over there, that's a road. You literally can't see the road, so. Oh yeah, it is deeper over there. That's a solid 6. I'd say that's 5 or 6. His covers Manny's feet over there. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot deeper. Okay, stand right. Keep standing there. Okay, so I'm probably like the most extra human being that's ever lived. It's like 12 degrees, and I'm literally dressed up in this outfit because I wanted to get a picture in the snow, like this kind of picture in the snow, like a glamour kind of picture. Yeah, this is probably single-handedly the most rose thing I have ever done. I know when my mom sees this picture, she's gonna be like, this is like only you would do this. Thankfully, Manny is like literally the sweetest person ever, and he takes all of these pictures, and I'm gonna try to make it really, really fast because I know he's gonna be cold. But I really just wanted to get, if I wasn't pregnant, honestly, I wouldn't do this. I know that sounds like a lie, but I'm serious. I wouldn't do it if I wasn't pregnant, but I just really wanted to get like a little cute like bump picture in the snow. I don't know. I wanted to do that, okay? So we're gonna do it.
It's cold.
Guys, we look like weirdos.
I'm going to the side road. Don't turn with me.
You can go to the, you can put your hand on like the side of my belly if you want. Yeah, like that. We're literally so weird.
You're weird.
Look at this. It's like 2 degrees. I am so cold.
I think my phone pictures are gonna be the one.
Manny's literally holding on to me.
There's a step.
So we can get back in the house. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That's made my nose run and everything. I got weak on them. I'm trying.
You ain't trying. You're standing in
I had to put my foot in the shoe, or my foot in the snow. Oh my gosh. We are so extra, Manny. Aren't we? I'm so thankful Manny puts up with me because I am something. Okay, so I've changed back into the sweater that I have been wearing for literally like 2 days. Like, I mean, I've taken it off. I literally slept in it last night. You guys, this sweater is from Forever 21, like years ago. I got this before I was even dating Manny, and I've been with him for 7 years. So, all right, 7 years, 13, 8 years. This is the 8th year that we've been together. Been together for 8 years. And anyway, like we'll be 8 years in August we've been dating. Is that real? No. Yeah, I guess that's real. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, so I've had this sweater longer than that. And it is the nicest sweater ever. I don't know what it is about this sweater, you guys. It's from Forever 21. I think I said that. It is the warmest sweater ever. It's not anything fancy. I told my mom it was probably like $12.99 at Forever 21. She got it for me. We used to go occasionally, like if we were out of town, we didn't have a Forever 21 near us. So we would always go and like buy things at Forever 21. We would go anywhere out of town or anything like that. Anyway, I got this and it is like it's like just a standard sweater. I think I actually got it to like go with an outfit or something that I needed it for. And it is so warm. I've loved it for years. I wore it to the gym the other day because it was starting to get really cold. Wore it under my gym clothes. I'm not kidding. I treat this thing like it's cold gear, like from Under Armour. Like, I love it. And I'd say they probably don't even have them because, like I said, it wasn't anything super special. But if anybody at Forever 21 can get me one of these sweaters, I want 20 of them. I would pay, I told my mom, I would pay large money, and I don't pay large money for things. I would pay a lot to get more of these. I love these so much. But I wanted to show you really quickly. I will do an entire nursery tour. Manny and I will, because the nursery obviously is not done. But I wanted to show you, that's where I'm standing, is in the nursery. I wanted to show you the crib because we put it up the other day. I'm kind of showing things as we go, but also I'll do a full nursery tour in the end. So anyway, I want to show you guys the crib. Oh gosh, I'm so excited. So this is the crib. I am like in love with it. We just absolutely love it. Love the color, love the vibe of it. Gonna put his name above the crib. Just like obsessed with the way this crib looks. Can't wait. I've said before, he's gonna sleep in a co-sleeper at least when he is, you know, little. Attached to our bed, but this will be great for maybe nap time, or it's also going to be, it's a conversion crib. It does, I think, 3 or 4 things, so it'll be great in the long run as well. It's from Sam's. Obsessed with that. And then over there, the dresser, so they go together, obviously. Literally couldn't be more obsessed. Just so excited about this room. So yeah, this is like the most exciting thing ever. I cannot believe we have a house with a crib. We have a baby, and the baby has been growing, you guys. Or been growing, obviously been growing, but been kicking is what I'm trying to say. I don't know where growing came from. I think because I'm thinking about my belly growing, but the baby has been kicking and moving. I mean, always has, obviously, but I've been feeling the kicks and the movements a lot. I mean, like a lot, and I am obsessed with it. I told my mom I think it's more and more every day that I feel him. This morning, as soon as I woke up, Manny came in and told me like, hey, you should look out, like the snow looks really nice or whatever, and he started doing what felt like actually jumping. And I told my mom it's so crazy. Which I know this is normal, but I've never been pregnant, so everything's crazy to me, you know, like everything's the biggest deal ever. I think I'll always be like that with any pregnancy I have. Like everything is just, I'm kind of I don't know, I like love everything, you know. But anyway, I can tell like what position he's in. So you know, obviously I'm 20 weeks. I'm like 21 weeks on Wednesday. It's Monday today. So almost 21 weeks, but he is moving. I feel him moving on the right side a lot. But this morning I could tell he was kind of like laying across, and I could feel him all through my stomach, like on both sides. So I think he was just laying across my stomach. And then when we went to the anatomy scan, he was head down at first, and then he flipped back up. So he's obviously, you know, of course, still small enough that he can just flip all the way around, and like he's really active. And I can tell that he is so, so active, and that makes me feel just amazing. I told Manny it's like a whole different game. It's always pregnancy, it's always been fun, I've always loved it, but it's a whole different game when you start really feeling the baby. Like there's nothing, literally nothing like it. Okay, so Manny reminded me to show you before I devour this food, but he made some more fries. So he made sweet potato fries and regular fries, and he made the regular ones almost kind of like potato wedges this time. They are so good, like straight up comfort food. And some chicken strips, and this is actual Chick-fil-A sauce. We bought a bottle of it. They have it at a local store now, so that was super exciting. Earlier like this with my hat on because I love winter clothes. I just like love warm, cozy things. It's one of the reasons I love winter so much. But anyway, you probably hear our furnace. I've always said this, like the loudest furnace ever, but I am so grateful for it, so there's no complaints there. Thank God we have heat. So many people in Texas right now don't have electric, don't have, obviously heat kind of comes along with that, unless they have like a fireplace or something, which, you know, isn't the most common thing either, probably because it doesn't get this cold. And you know, like people don't have water. I just saw a video in Fort Worth of which is a couple hours from where I live, and like at an apartment it looked like, and the water had the pipes had busted and water was just pouring all over the place, literally like flooding. It's crazy, and I say it's crazy, and I'm from the Midwest, which obviously we get a lot more snow than this. We get like being below zero and all that. That is not an abnormal thing in the Midwest. If you're from there or you've been there in the winter, you know what I mean. Like I was just seeing, like tonight alone, I'm pretty sure Chicago is supposed to get like 12 to 20 inches of snow. Like that's not abnormal in the Midwest, but that is the difference. And I was talking about this on Instagram today. That's the difference, is that it's not abnormal. But yeah, that's the difference, is that it isn't abnormal in the Midwest. So they have the means to handle that. And I was talking about this on Instagram. I think that, you know, a lot of the time people in the North, which I was one of them, kind of give people in the South a hard time about like it's always the thing, you know, whenever the South is like even under like any risk of winter weather, they like start shutting down. And I always thought that was so weird that like it could even be in the forecast and they would actually shut things down. But when you live in the South, and I think it's like that with anything in life, when you experience it yourself, it is a little bit of a different situation. And I am by no means saying that winters in the North are easy, or that we're just catered to, or that every time it snows a plow just like drives in front of you and takes care of it. Like it really, you know, it's not as easy as some people think even there, but there are a lot of differences. You know, like, I mean, if you live in the North, if you live in the country like I did, there's still not a ton of, you know, like plows don't just come to you first. You're the last in line and that kind of thing. But your main roads are taken care of, and you know, they use salt and they prepare ahead of time. In the Midwest, like before the storm hits, they'll be out with salt and things like that, which significantly typically helps. When it gets sub-zero temperatures, salt actually doesn't help anymore, but you know, they do a lot more things. And I was even seeing on the news, they were saying that like the roads in Texas, or probably in the South in general, are actually made differently, and they're not at all made for snow. So basically, no matter what you do to them, they're never going to be the same as like the Midwest. And even living here, like pipes are different, and in the homes, like they freeze a lot easier, which again, pipes freeze anywhere obviously, but they freeze a lot easier here because they're way more exposed. They're in literally in different places than they would be in the Midwest, because that's not usually an issue. So people don't really think about that. And so pipes are busting left and right, and that's not because Southern people are dramatic. That's because it's actually laid out differently. Whereas in the North, we have sub-zero temperatures months at a time. And I say we, I'm not in the North anymore, but you know, we have that months at a time. And so our homes there are made for that, and your pipes are not just gonna bust all the time. I mean, it happens, but it doesn't happen at the rate that it's happening in Texas right now. So things are set up very differently. I mean, there's a list of things that is just so different in Texas, and not only the practical things like that, but also keep in mind, like a lot of these people, and I'm not bashing anybody or anything like that, but they've never driven in snow, or, you know, definitely don't have a lot of experience with it. So that is a very big factor, because if you've not driven in the snow, it's different. I mean, it's very difficult. It's very hard. Even for somebody who grew up, I learned how to drive in the snow because we're taught that, you know, starting out driving. It's very hard, and it's very stressful, and it's not my favorite thing to do, and it never was, even though I used to do it daily. It's a whole new ball game. So, you know, I don't know, I think I've kind of learned to take it a little bit easier on Southern people. Again, winter can be hard anywhere. It happens everywhere. But I do, you know, I do understand that it is a little bit different in the South. And so, yeah, we thankfully are doing really good. Our pipes are fine. We've been leaving the water dripping literally for days. And we've left the cabinets, which again, another thing, people in the South that aren't used to stuff like this, they don't really even know what to do when it comes time, which I understand, because there's a lot of things, you know, I don't understand. You know, like when we moved to New Mexico, they always have like really bad fires and further in the mountains, higher in the mountains than we were. And there was things that they said they did, and I was like, I would have never imagined, because I've never lived that. So, you know, you don't really know unless you've experienced something, and things that to me are very like normal aren't, you know, when you're not used to doing that. I mean, you're used to like it being hot all the time pretty much. So anyway, we opened the cabinets underneath the sinks to try to allow for some heat to access the pipes and things like that. Again, there's only so much that we could do. I honestly thought that they might burst because of the way our house is. You know, I'm not complaining about our house, but again, it's in Texas, so it's different from any house that I'd lived in before. And, you know, even when we lived in New Mexico doesn't get a lot of bad weather. New Mexico actually has the most beautiful weather I've ever seen. It's always sunny and all of that, but they do get some snow in the winter because we were in the mountains, so there's a little bit there. But Texas genuinely, pretty much as a whole, doesn't really get much at all. I mean, it's like very rare, and we're actually in northeast Texas, so obviously the further south you go, the even crazier this gets. But even here, I mean, we're almost in Arkansas, and we just don't see much at all. They say like every 10 years this will happen. So, you know, and then the north, this is like every 10 minutes. Like, this is normal life, and we would not stay home for 4, 6, 8 inches of snow. But here, I can see that you honestly have to. It's just very different. And so, again, it's not easy in the Midwest. It's dangerous, just like it is anywhere else. And I love snow, but traveling in it is not fun. And so if you have to be out, maybe if you're in Texas, or I know like literally most of the country is dealing with this right now, places that are used to it, places that are not, it's everywhere, this Arctic blast or whatever they call it. And so if you are dealing with that, stay home if you can, even if you think you're used to it. A lot of the time it's other drivers. Like, I'm pretty used to driving in snow. I do know what to do. I do know what to expect. I do understand it, but I've not driven in this. I mean, I would if it was like necessary, but it hasn't been, and I just honestly don't trust other people. I see a lot of people driving a lot faster here than what you probably should in the snow, and I know that they're not used to it, so I'm gonna stay out of their way as much as I can, but just try to be safe. And you know, it's an art driving in the snow. It really is. It's something that you kind of have to practice, so definitely be safe. But yeah, we have heat, we have electric, we're so blessed. The crazy temperatures, and this morning when we woke up, it was -3, which again in the Midwest is normal, but I haven't lived in the Midwest for years, so it's not so normal here. But we are warm and safe, and we have heat, and we have electric, and the temperatures are going up. We have more snow coming in tonight, but the temperatures are going to be in the 20s, but there's like a pretty good round of snow coming like as we speak, so it's not over. But yeah, just praying for people who maybe don't have a home, or you know, are not used to this and don't know what to do, and are out of electric, and it's really hard. There's a good amount of snow on the way tonight and tomorrow. Probably what we got last time is what I heard last. So it'll probably be a total of like 12 inches or 12 inches. Yeah, it would have been about 12 inches, I would say. Something like that, something around there. I don't know exactly how much we got, but I'm thinking probably about 6 the first time. So we measured it, but in the backyard there was 8, but I think some of that was just from it blowing. So it's kind of hard to get a real estimate with snow because it blows around, obviously. But anyway, so yeah, we're good. I'm feeling really thankful for that. And I know, I mean, I always think this when it gets really cold or when it starts snowing or whatever, like there's people that don't even have anywhere to live, you know, and that's really hard to fathom. Just been trying to keep that in mind whenever I go to complain or anything like that, because this is a real luxury, like having a home, having heat, having electricity, having things like we just wake up in the morning and just like turn the lights on and pump our heat up and make our coffee, you know, and like live. Honestly, like this is luxury. That's not something that everybody has, and it's not something that we're entitled to have. And I think the times like this really remind you of that, because there are literally people like all through Texas. There's, you know, even like shelters that can't, you know, basically can't take people and can't, you know, heat the place and can't do anything because of the weather. And you probably saw like the horrible accident in Fort Worth. This is before the storm even came in. It was ice, black ice, and again, nobody's used to that. And so I'm not blaming the people, but it's just something that would happen to anyone in that situation, and it was really horrible. So again, just my heart goes out to people who, again, I love snow, and yes, it's pretty and all of that, and it is, like, I love wintertime, but I know that for some people it's really, you know, not good. And so yeah, better days are coming, and here in Texas, at least in our part of Texas, in just like a couple days, it's supposed to pretty much be back to normal. So it's really weird, but we're getting the snow, and then by Sunday, I think Sunday is supposed to be like 50 degrees, so it's like not gonna be that long. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna end today's video. I just kind of wanted to sit down and talk about that, but remember, you're incredible. I also wanted to add one thing real quick, and then we'll do our ending. But my mom used to always tell me whenever it would snow or it would get really cold out, we would always look outside the window and just how thankful we were that we had, you know, a home, and that we were safe, and we had shelter, and that it was warm inside our home, because it wasn't like that for everybody. And she would always remind me that even though we love the snow and it's beautiful and it's fun for us, that, you know, it isn't for everyone. And I've always kept that with me. So every time I look out the window, that's what I think. Like, I'm so thankful, and I just literally thank God that I have what I have. But also, on the flip side, she would always say to pray for people who didn't have that and who didn't have those luxuries. And so, yeah, I would really like to kind of do something and partner with somebody or some organization that really helps with that, because I know that homelessness and all these things are really rampant, and probably everywhere, but I only know really the United States. So yeah, it's really hard, and especially this time of year, especially in a place where, you know, some of them have never even seen this before. Yeah, we're just gonna end today's video. Remember how blessed you are, and you're incredible. Jesus loves you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.